it before you end up getting stuck at the airport. There will be cancellations today. We'll run through that with travel. Let's take a look right now at where the warnings are, stretching from Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, southern Michigan, and then down into very northern Indiana and Ohio. It's a very narrow corridor of where the heaviest of snow will be, and where it falls, though, because it's moving over the same areas. Look how this is stretching very far from east to west. So this snow, just like thunderstorms do in the summertime, this snow is training right over the same areas, and that's how you're going to end up with these big totals, especially across lower Michigan. You guys look like you're going to be the winners with some of the biggest numbers coming out of the storm. Chicago, we're still in for another couple of inches. You can see right now it's a very steady snow with no end in sight for the morning. Detroit, we've got snow coming in here as well, and it's just getting into Cleveland. Heavier snow just off to your north, I think, into lower Michigan. So timing it out, this is the morning forecast. 7 o'clock, all these spots are snowing. It heads east as we go through the morning. Detroit, we stay in it for a good chunk of the day. It's not really until about 4 or 5 o'clock that we start to see that heavier band shift to our south and to our east. So for Chicago, this morning is going to be some of our steadiest and heaviest snow. We still have another couple of inches to go. Temperatures are going to stay in the mid-20s. Winds are going to be 10 to 20 miles per hour, which is a little bit gusty. And this is a dry, fluffy snow, Chicago. So we're going to see, I think, some blowing snow, maybe not reducing visibility significantly, but enough that you'll notice it. So snow this morning, and then we're in a break, but then we get the next piece of energy to come in and more snow because this front isn't going anywhere. The system isn't going anywhere. We are stuck in it through the weekend. Detroit, today and tonight, we have snow coming in at 5 to 8 inches. Temperatures stay in the mid-20s. Winds are going to be about 5 to 10 miles per hour here. And again, look at the snow all day. Very steady and heavy at times, especially for you this morning and right through early afternoon. Then maybe it lightens up a little bit, but then it picks back up again into tomorrow. Buffalo, we're going to start getting some snow out of this one. So Winter Storm Mateo moves into Buffalo later this morning. We see temperatures stay steady in the 20s, and we will see that snow falling very steadily right through the evening rush hour home and into the overnight. And Chicago, this is by far your snowiest week of the season with rounds of. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening here. And by the way, there was a good warning from the fire department. I thought that's worth repeating as well, which is when you dig out your car, make sure you dig out your tailpipe first, because you do not want to be inside that car if the tailpipe is blocked, because that's basically a death trap. So keep that in mind today. We've got a lot of snow that you will have to dig out your car. Plows come by, they move the snow right by your car. We're going to see that big snow across southern parts of Michigan, northern Indiana, and this is going to be a snow where the plows are continuing to work. So we still have several inches of snow through the Chicago area. South of town, it's a little bit more like 5 to 6, simply because that bigger band or that heavier band is just off to the south there. Detroit, we're looking at still another 7 or 8 inches of snow still yet to come, and this is the kind of snow where it's just falling so steadily with no breaks that the plows are constantly running, trying to keep the roads clear. Here's a look at the Buffalo area. Starting later this morning, we're about to get about 3 to 5 inches of snow here. I-90 will be affected. If you're traveling 390 or 490, all going to be affected by the snowfall today and continuing overnight tonight into tomorrow morning as well. So the storm system continues right into the weekend. It's not just about today. We're going to get the snow today, but then there is more to come with this whole pattern that we are in. We are going to see the snow stretching, again back through the Midwest, more snow into places like Davenport, Iowa, Chicago, and getting up here into Buffalo. We've got some active weather. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening this weekend. And as we time things out for you, the weekend storm is a bit warmer than what we are watching, but we are going to be watching for still snow in the forecast and maybe a little bit more ice to talk about as well. Because here's our front, and as we watch this move just a little farther north, and we see the cold air on the northern side just a little more shallow, we're going to get that overrunning of the warm, moist air over top of the colder air. So there will be, I think, an area very close to the warm front that we see a little bit of icing this weekend. Here's a look at that forecast. This is Saturday night. So things are evolving as we get through the weekend. A lot of rain in the south. That's a given, right? We'll have that forecast coming up. But places like St. Louis, instead of snow this time, it's a wintry mix and maybe even an icy mix with freezing rain in the forecast. Indianapolis, you're not getting much today out of the system, but over the weekend you will as the moisture comes on in, and it could be an icy mix here as well. Detroit, you'll stay snow, Chicago snow, but now even Buffalo, we have to keep in mind that there's a chance that we get a bit of an icy mix mixing in here as well. More likely on Sunday as the warm air pushes even farther north. Syracuse, we've now gone beyond 100 inches of snow for the season. But as we look ahead to the end of the system on Sunday in the Northeast, it's going to be a wintry mix, not pure snow for Syracuse to finish it up. Now, you will get some snow out of it. And in fact, this morning, we've been watching some lake effect north of there. And that's what's going to add up to the snow into the I-81 corridor here in New York. Maine will get some snow in extreme northern Maine. Mountains will do okay with this as well. But again, there is more warm air coming in. So Boston, no snow. New York, no snow. Philly, no snow out of this for you. All right, it is a mad dash for milk and bread. How the mid coming your way? So we've got Winter Storm Mateo. That's the big story for the weekend. It is so stretched out. It's like when you wake up in the morning and you stretch out and you take up the whole bed. That's what Mateo's doing. It's taking up the whole country, really, stretching from the northern Rockies all the way into the Northeast. So snow today, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Buffalo, and then that same area is going to get the precip getting into your weekend. It shifts a little further south. Denver will get some snow out of this, but then watch what happens in the east. As our jet stream changes and allows some warm air to come in, Saturday and Sunday, we'll see a lot more rain than snow into the north and east. Change it so you don't get stuck at the airport. Winter Storm Mateo, we've got winter storm warnings up, stretching from Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern parts of Indiana, Ohio. It's a small little area, right? But a winter storm warning there, and that speaks to just how narrow the heaviest of snow bands are going to be. And one of the reasons why this is adding up so much is because the snow is just moving over the same areas. So you get this light to moderate snow, but it's for hours on end. And so Chicago, it's been snowing all night long. It is still snowing this morning. You can see how much more we still have. This snow is literally lined up right along Interstate 80. So Chicago, a tough ride this morning. The pictures we saw earlier, that's not changing. That's not changing, at least until later this morning. Detroit, we've got the snow coming down, and we are in it all day. Cleveland, we're in it for a good chunk of today as well. And that snow moving out. Chicago, as mentioned, we've got at least through the morning. We've got snow early afternoon, and then it moves out. We get a break. Detroit all day until this evening. We're going to see the snow move out about 8 o'clock tonight. And on here through Fat Tuesday. So let's take a look at the forecast through the south. We do have flood watches up from middle to east Tennessee, northern Alabama, Georgia, and also in Kentucky and West Virginia. Heavy rain is going to be a big feature of this, especially when you get a little elevation involved. I think the mountains of Tennessee, inches of rain in the forecast. It starts through the day today. Rain showers move up in New Orleans. You know, I'll show you how you get these waves of rain that come in. It's not like it's going to rain every single moment of all weekend, but you got rain chances right through the entire weekend. So just keep, ponchos handy if you're heading to the parades there. We go to the Atlanta area, off and on showers through the weekend. Sunday evening, another big batch of rain coming on in. And from, middle Tennessee to East Tennessee, that's where some of the biggest totals will be. 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, simply because, you've got the upslope there. The winds will be moving up the mountains, squeezing out any moisture and all moisture in the atmosphere. And there's a lot, actually. So Birmingham, we're going to be out of our drought if we're not already. We had, less than an inch to go as of yesterday morning. So Saturday, Sunday, rain in the forecast. Thunderstorms are possible. Break on Monday, but then more rain back in on Tuesday and Wednesday. And what a mild stretch we are in the southeast. Temperatures hit 70 in Birmingham. And that's the case throughout the southeast. It's not just Birmingham. Atlanta also warms up like that, too. And it's never really that cold when it's raining. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 60s. Dew points will be up there. So we could see some thunderstorms. You'll hear some rumbles of thunder. Sunday, a good day to get stuff done inside this weekend. Maybe start your taxes, maybe finish your taxes, because you've got all day to do it. All right, Nashville, rain Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s. We've got a dry break on Monday and Tuesday, but then we're back in the rain, but it does get mild with temperatures reaching the 60s. Now we're back in a moment with